Cubs look to rebound after a one-run loss to the Pirates yesterday. We got the watch party today, everybody, so make sure that you tune in for that. No Nico. Again, yesterday. Will he be back today? Ian Happ came back to the lineup, and he belted a home run. How about Dansby Swanson? We're going to talk about that and more. All that right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. That's a great way of saying, hey, I'm a Cubs fan, and I like to hang out. Get in that comment section and share with your Cubs friends. Let's get this party started. All right, guys. What do you say, everybody? There he is, Anthony Pasquale. I'm Mick Gillespie. We are your Cubs Baseball channel hosts today, both of us together again at Ant_Pasquale3. He's our man right there in the Chicagoland area and the north side, and I'm here talking to him and you guys about baseball and Cubs baseball. So we got a lot to get into, Ant. Good to see you again. Nice job yesterday. But Cubs lost yesterday 5-4, and everyone wants to blame that on you.
Yeah, this one kind of pisses me off. You know, it's hard. That was one of those, like, you lose 2 against the Braves. Okay, they're the Braves. You should probably lose 2 against the Braves. You got to beat the Pirates, man, and you got to do it with your ace on the mound. And I hate to say it, through 4 starts, 3 since coming back from the injured list, Justin Steele has not really looked like an ace. The strikeout numbers were back yesterday, had 7 strikeouts, but he gave up another pair of home runs. That's 5 home runs allowed to the Pirates, and I think just short of 9 innings. He's got to do better keeping the ball lower in the zone. He's a very talented pitcher, fastball slider guy, but when you leave that ball up and you're not throwing it all that hard, it's not a Pirate thing. Anybody could put that out in the seats. So I'd like to see a little bit better out of Justin Steele. I like the fight that the Cubs had, but they were just never able to pull away, and it ends up costing them.
Yeah. You were talking about Steele giving up the home runs. I see him kind of trying to get back to his comfort zone. You're right. He was leaving it out over the plate. I think he's close. He's just not there yet. And dealing with the hamstring, the missed time, he's just not the same, but it's close. I think it's close. I think he's right here. I think he's going to be okay. I think eventually he's going to get into one of those roles like he had last year. And you know, for the Cubs, they need that to really come.
Mm-hmm.
The real issue is that you call him an ace, and he is an ace, but he's like the 3rd best pitcher on the team right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like Shota Imanaga and Javier Assad, and those 2 guys are just like killing it. They're just fantastic. He's going to get back on that plane. When Jameson Taillon hasn't been injured, he's been great too. So it's exciting to know that the Cubs are kind of just like they're puttering along because of all of the injuries, which has been crazy how many guys have been on the IL. But they're finding a way to battle, and I felt like them not having their full regiment of players definitely hurt them last night against the Pirates, and they didn't have Nico Hoerner again. Now, I'm surprised that they haven't gone out and gotten Luis Vasquez. He is a much better shortstop than Miles Mastrobuoni. I'm not saying Miles Mastrobuoni's bad, but I'm just saying that Vasquez, we don't know what he's going to do as a rookie player. I know that, but the guy can pick it, man. He is a Gold Glove caliber shortstop. And I feel like the Cubs need that. You know, you get a little bit better at turning double plays when he's in there. If he comes out, I guess the question is he going to come up there and play like he has in the minors? Forget about the bat. The glove's amazing.
Yeah, the big thing for me is the Cubs have to stop with this 50-50 stuff with Nico Hoerner. He's hurt or he's not, because you need that spot on your roster. I was yesterday in the 9th inning, I was like, man, we need a pinch hitter coming up. It's Madrigal, Mastrobuoni, and Amaya due up. And I was like, Yan Gomes, who has been about as bad as any hitter the Cubs have had, Pico Armstrong, who is obviously an outfielder, so you can't have him pinch hit for an infielder because how are you going to make that work positionally? And then Patrick Wisdom, who has to be kind of tailor-made matchup-wise. So it just leaves you so thin if you don't fully make a move on Hoerner to the IL. So I think you got to assume he'll be in the lineup today because I'm pretty sure you can only retroactive 3 days for a 10-day IL stint. So if they didn't do it by today, which was the 3rd day, he's got to be in the lineup. Otherwise, the Cubs kind of messed up there.
Yeah, no, I'm curious. I mean, and they must be concerned about something where they're not putting him in, like, or trying to push the rest to the point where, there's no, like you said, like there's no question that if he goes on the IL, that's it. And you're talking about missing now your Gold Glove middle infield, which is one of the strengths of this team, right? And it's not like Luis Vasquez is just an easy out at Iowa. He's hitting 269 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs, and his defense is better than anyone the Cubs have outside of Dansby Swanson. So I feel like you're right. Like, I feel like you got to make this move. You have to.
I think anybody would rather Luis Vasquez or anybody up at the plate over Miles Mastrobuoni and Nick Madrigal. So if defense isn't the holdup, what's the holdup?
Right. I don't know. But you know what? If you can't turn double plays and you don't have that right-handed bat option, so we're either going to have like something early is either going to be Nico. They're probably going to have, I don't know what they're going to, because it's an early day game. So you're going to have to bring them in, right? I mean, you got to make a decision on this. Maybe they don't announce it, but they've got to make a decision on this pretty soon, because it's not like you can just get the guy there. You know what I mean? Like at the day of the game.
Vasquez on the 40 man?
What's that?
Is Vasquez on the 40 man?
Yeah, he's on the 40 man. So
okay.
So you can bring him up.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you do you want to put Nico on the IL for all those days when, you don't know, he might be better,
Yeah.
But
then if that's the case, why didn't you just do it 3 days ago and not leave yourself with a thin bench for
that's what I think. I think they should have just done it in the first place. But you know what? Maybe they feel like he's going to bounce back, and we'll see. But the injury situation for this team is really just baffling.
Yeah.
And I think the Cubs are going to have to look really hard at the strength and conditioning program. And even if it maybe isn't the reason why, they've got to find some preventative measures to keep this from happening again, because this is unbelievable. I mean, every time you turn around, somebody's got some kind of muscle injury.
Yeah.
One guy that had one, spring training, didn't see him a lot, back in the lineup. And of course, against the Pirates, he kicks their ass. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just what he does. He's from Pennsylvania and went to college in Ohio, and that's why he just seems to eat against the Pirates and the Reds. But everybody, I think, kind of speculated that if he wasn't in the lineup, he was probably banged up. I think it was a good old-fashioned benching. I think he sat for 2 games. I really do. I think it was the Seiya Suzuki, sit for a little while, get motivated, get back out there and start hitting. And Happ's first at bat, he went yard. I really do think that he was benched and not sat for 2 days in a row, because he's an Iron Man type of guy. He's available. He wants to be out there. And I think him sitting for 2 days and Pico Armstrong playing like his hair was on fire and playing really well for 2 days is all the motivation you need for Happ. Like, man, I got to get my shit together. So
yeah, right.
Seems like he did. And hopefully this turns into one of those hot streaks for Ian.
Yeah. Yeah. I love seeing Hollywood Pete do his thing, man. Like just that.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Like, he plays with his hair on fire. Like, you're seeing what I kept talking about last year now. And it's so much fun. It's refreshing. The Cubs needed that spark. Honestly, they needed him in right field. The ball that Seiya Suzuki missed, like, just sometimes, man, this guy, and I love him at the plate, but the Atlanta last year misses that ball. Maybe that's why the Cubs don't make the playoffs. And then, yesterday it's like the same thing. Is he losing it in the lights, or is he's thinking, I'm going to catch the ball and I'm going to throw the guy out at home, and he just didn't catch it. And you got to make those plays. You got to turn the double plays when the opportunity is there to do it. And and it's tough to say when your 2 best defensive players are out, and your third one is, kind of, he's been kind of, struggling at the plate. Maybe that translates into him being on the bench you mentioned. So then this is another example.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that, like, this Cubs team was crafted to be, like, elite defensively, and granted, 2 of their best defenders are out, but they just haven't been that good defensively this year, and when you have a pitching staff, especially a bullpen that isn't that great, you need to be saving runs, not giving runs to teams, and the Cubs keep doing it. I think Morel becoming solid at third base gives Craig Counsell the ability to DH Seiya Suzuki more and get P. Crow or Mike Talkman out in the field, which I think is a win for everybody. Not that Seiya Suzuki is any slouch defensively, but Happ, Bellinger, Talkman, and PCA are much better defensively than Seiya. So why not DH Seiya if you can and get those guys out there a little bit more? I think that would be everybody would like to see Talkman or Pete Crow Armstrong get starts more. And I think DHing Suzuki, if you feel confident enough about Morel at third, would be a great way to do it.
Yeah, no doubt. You put this in, and we got to talk about this guy. Brennan Davis is just like right now. You talk about playing like his hair's on fire. He's playing like his status on the 40 man and his career is up for grabs, and I think that it is. I mean, I feel like this guy knows, and he's right, that his career is passing him by. He's hit 6 home runs. He's got 16 runs batted in and 54 at bats. Now he is hitting 241, but the guy's got a 411 on base percentage because he's walking a lot too.
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, I feel like this is one of those times. There's too many good players now in the Cubs system. And you traded Slaughter, who might be a player that comes back to haunt you. You didn't sign Perlaza, and he goes to Korea. Jonathan Perlaza, So and then you traded Nelson Velasquez, right? So you got rid of 3 really good players that some people feel like are better than Brennan Davis. So now it's time for Brennan Davis to prove the Cubs and the people that have backed him right, and just keep on tearing it up. And I saw this in spring training too, is that he's playing very hard right now and he's getting results.
Yeah, and there's one of 2 options really. Like he keeps hitting his way up to the big leagues, which obviously if he keeps crushing the ball, you kind of have to give him a look. Obviously, you've got a crap ton of outfielders, so I don't know where he would fit in or how he would get at bats. And you don't want to hope for an injury for him to get his opportunity. We've had far too many injuries. So you hope it comes just because you can't keep that bat in the minor leagues any longer. The other thing is because you have such a logjam in the outfield and all of your top prospects are outfielders. Pete Crow, obviously, Canario still there, Kevin Alcantara, Owen Casey. Maybe Brennan Davis becomes one of those trade chips that can help you get a reliever. So I think his kind of reemergence as a hitter, it goes one of 2 ways. He can either help the big league team or help the big league team acquire help for the big league team.
Yeah, no, you make a great point, man. That is a great point. Like it's only going to help. It's only going to help you if the guy makes his value worth more.
Right.
Good point. All right, Kyle Hendricks against Paul Skenes, the old crafty right-hander against the young fireballer. I mean, you talk about conflicting styles here.
Yeah, Skenes obviously only had 1 start, and it was against the Cubs last week, but they said this matchup is going to be the biggest difference in the 2 starters' average velocity of all time. It's like 14 miles per hour difference of their average, because Skenes, I think, average is like 99 or 100, and
Right.
Kyle's was like 87, 88.
That's
It's like
great.
12, 13 miles per hour difference. But Skenes, when he started against the Cubs, they were able to get him deep into the count, ramp up his pitch count, and then draw a lot of walks. I think that's kind of the formula against this young guy. He's going to go out there and get 6, 7 strikeouts just because he's so hard to hit.
Right.
Hendricks, on the flip side, had a pretty good start against the Pirates. It's probably the only one this season that you could say was a good start from Hendricks. And now he gets to face that lineup again. So hopefully he can, work on what he didn't last time and then keep doing what he did right, and hopefully we get to watch the old professor put school in session during the watch party.
Watch party. What is this? Watch party number 4 for us?
Yes, we are
is it really
currently
number 4?
2-1. 2-1.
Wow, man, we've done 3 of them. That's going to be great, though. It's going to be fun. We're all kind of getting used to each other right now. We're relaxing. We're going to have some jokes. It's another one for me at the old ballpark and not my home studio, but one day we're going to have it there. One day we're going to have it at Wrigley. That'll be fun too.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm already kind of like looking at dates right now to come up there. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, make sure you guys come and hang out with us. 1:20 game. We'll try to get on there like 5 minutes early just to put our bets in. Yeah, to put our bets in.
Yeah.
You know? It's like this guy's got to think up some good bets for us. Maybe instead of one, we need let's do 2 or 3 parlays.
Okay.
You know, because they're so fun, but some of them you're out of it so quick.
Right. All right. We'll do a few. The last time, what did we need? We needed Morel, and he hit that liner to second.
Right.
And he ended up getting thrown out. We'll also, guys, put in the comments who you think is going to have a good game for the Cubs. I'll look at them before we get into the watch party, and that way it can kind of be a team build. That way it's not all on me if it doesn't happen.
It's like I bet it's so tough right now to make a lineup with this team as injured as they are.
Yeah.
You know, like I normally I can sit there and go, okay, I'd put this guy here, this guy here, this guy here. And right now, I don't know. Got no clue. You know, like
yeah,
I would not want to have Miles Mastroboni as my shortstop every day. Just no.
I know. If 7, 8, 9 has to be Madrigal, Mastroboni, and catcher, it's just like that's 3 close to automatic outs, and you can't have that.
Yeah, I know. All right, good job. You guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Make sure that you share with your Cubs friends, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, get in the comments section, and we will talk to you guys live a little bit later. We'll be on at 1:15, and the show and the game will start at 1:20. Thanks for being here, and go Cubs.